Recording in progress.
He's in.
Yeah, so what is the biggest thing that you're looking forward to having it back for, and how does that apply to this matchup?
Well, he's one of the best two-way players in the game, and I see him impacting both sides of the ball. We missed his defensive versatility, length at the basket, ability to guard on the perimeter, and then obviously everything he does offensively.
Frank, you would hinted that when he comes back, you might be looking at that lineup so where you're playing fewer additional centers. Is that going to apply for tonight moving forward, or are you still waiting?
Yeah, we're going to look at that. I mean, obviously we'll see how each game plays out, but that is something we'll look at.
What kind of what we expect to see?
Yeah, we're not going to put a firm number on it. We have a range that we want to be in, at the end of the night. But for the most part, it's just going to be responsible with it, and not overdo it.
Frank, you haven't had that many games with LeBron and Russ. What are the
15?
Is that the number? 15? What is the key to them? Building the chemistry that they need to have for postseason. What is the key to getting that? Can you fast track it and for them to figure it out over these last, that number 2 games?
Nope, don't know that number. To fast track it, I think it's just they have to spend as much time on the floor together as they can. There's not going to be a lot of practice time, so the communication and film sessions will be vital. And then obviously, communication within the games, talking to each other. But it's really just going to come down to as many minutes together on the floor as possible.
Rick, this team hasn't gotten a lot of good news this year, I would say, just in general. What was it like getting that final clearance? I mean, we didn't even talk to you, I think, because you had gotten bad news and we're told you had COVID. We didn't talk to you when you found out that he wasn't going to do surgery.
Right.
I guess kind of what was it like in the immediate aftermath, if you can remember back, in the immediate aftermath of that injury and kind of getting that piece of good news and sort of today's good news too?
For me, I definitely did view it as good news. You see somebody roll into your knee, an important player's knee like that. Obviously, you fear the worst. And, to hear that he was only going to be out 4 to 6 weeks or so, felt manageable and was definitely good news. So there was relief there. And, excitement, looking forward to the time he gets back, which is now tonight.
I think 7-10 without him. Is that manageable, I guess?
Yeah, I think we would all have hoped to been better. I think that's one of the reasons we went out to get Russ is to, handle one of those guys being out better than we did last year. So, 7-10 is, something we wish we could have done better.
Was there anything that you were looking for specifically, maybe to kind of maybe a bar for him to pass or sort of some kind of work that you wanted him to do before he would be cleared? What was sort of the last step, and how much of these upcoming games are going to be runway for him to get conditioned and stuff like that? Where if you guys were home, maybe you have some practices. Yeah, with
limited practice time. We are still viewing these first few games as not out of the woods yet. This is going to be his reconditioning phase. He's going to do it in games, and there might be some stretches where he's out of sync and out of rhythm. And we're expecting that, and we're hoping that the overall benefits of him being out there help us win games. But we do know that to get him in some 5-on-5 practices wasn't possible, and we'll have to do this within the games.
Frank, you referenced that 15-game number with the big three. How do you evaluate the games and minutes without those three guys hold? Because I assume as long as they're all healthy, most of the time at least two of them or one will be on the floor. How do you kind of evaluate this time that has passed that isn't necessarily reflective of what the final version of this team is going to look like?
You talking about when we only have one or two of those guys on the floor?
Yeah, compared to three.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that we've done the best we can with the group that we've had, and obviously, we feel like overall for our season, we wish we had a better record and had one more than we had. But we're committed to believing in this group and what we can accomplish when we're whole, and still winning games when we're not. So the belief is still strong.
Frank, how important is this, not just for the team, but specifically for LeBron, to kind of cut down on some minutes, cut down on some offensive sort of needs, and maybe allow him to focus more on an all-around,
Yeah, LeBron feels good. He feels good about his workload within the minutes that he's playing and the minutes that he's playing. So I don't feel like there's a need to for him to exhale now and change what he's been doing. He's playing as hard as he can to win games the way he always has within the minutes that he has, and the way we're doing things on both sides of the ball with the smaller lineups and whatnot. To sort of minimize, how much he has to exert physically in the games is manageable for him. So, I don't feel like this is going to be a vast change for LeBron.
Yeah, Frank, just curious the way that you played against Harden in the past, whether that was in Houston or even Brooklyn on Christmas Day, how much of that applies with his current personnel now that you have AD back, especially?
All weapons in the arsenal, but we're in the process of evolving ourselves as a defense. We're doing more switching than we've ever done, in my career and, in the last couple of years too, because that's probably what fits our personnel the best, in terms of some of the things we were talking about. And, so there's layers to that, in terms of A, how to execute those appropriately, and B, what unintended consequences come about from those types of scenarios. So, we have all the weapons in the arsenal, having played them in the past, but we're evolving as a defense.